Your ambitions and stress. Is it possible to have stress because of your own ambitions? And which kind of influence does your own ambitions have on your stress? First, we need to find out what is actually ambitions. How do we define ambitions? Most of your ambitions you will find hidden in my courses called self-esteem, inferiority, self-confidence, and a very important one, our urge to be confirmed. And also very often you will find the seeds of your own ambition in your childhood. Now you'll perhaps say, well, it's just an ambition. What does all of that have to do with it? You're right. Looking at it from one point of view, it has nothing to do with it. An ambition is an ambition. This is the goal you want to reach. And there's nothing wrong with that goal. There's nothing wrong with having an ambition. I have a question for you now. How many of the top athletics do you actually think have very big personal problems, besides of they have those big goals and ambitions, and because they are very talented? Perhaps way more than you think. That brings us to the essential in it. That ambitions is not just ambitions. This is a big part of you, a very big part of you. An ambition doesn't need to be something where we are talking about that you're being the best in the world to do something. It can be something which is way smaller than that. But we humans all need to fulfill these ambitions we have, or we can also call them dreams. But they all come from our background. And it's very important to know that background in order to fulfill those dreams or ambitions. How can we combine that with stress? Does it have anything to do with stress at all? Yes, actually a lot. As mentioned in other courses, stress brings us in some sort of emergency situation. And we cannot have that emergency situation all the time because it's not healthy for our body and mind. And then there's something called reality. I mean, how can I be the fastest swimmer in the world if I can't swim? Perhaps I need to adjust my ambition a little bit and start learning swimming. And that's how it is with all ambitions. They are like step on stairs. We take one step at a time, we're learning one thing or after another, and that brings us and leads us to new steps. But our body and mind needs to follow along with us on those steps. This means if our dreams and goals are too high and our mind and body is not able to follow up, now we certainly get in a stress situation. Because our goals is higher than we are actually able to manage. That leads to stress. Because now you bring yourself in a certain emergency. Ambitions are also very time consuming. Of that simple reason that we spend a lot of time on these dreams and ambitions in order to reach those steps one by one to reach this upper goal we are reaching for. And it's not uncommon that we're forgetting other people in these goals. That could be like competition. If you have some certain competition in what you're doing, competitions, ambitions, and reaching up after goals which are higher and higher is definitely something which can cause stress. And if you're forgetting on the way in all of that, who you are, where you come from, what you consist of regarding the things I mentioned in the beginning of the course here, you perhaps have overlooked that there are some things which you're simply not able to do right now because of this background you have. Your ambition will now cause you stress. The stress is bad for your ambition. You will now not be able to reach further up because it's not going that well for you. That causes more stress for you. And in a certain point, you're going down with stress and you're burned out and you perhaps even get a depression. So knowing yourself compared to your ambitions is very important. Also to knowing your situation compared to your ambitions. There are something which we call realistic, and you have to be realistic regarding your own situation and your own ambitions. And people don't get world championships in two different kind of sports fields far away from each other, do they? This is the same with you. You cannot be the best in everything. And then there's something called live with your ambitions. That means that live with it in your daily life and be more relaxed with your ambitions. If you reach these goals, it's good. If you don't reach them, then make sure that you have things in your life which is just as important for you as reaching those particular goals. And by knowing yourself from the past, your childhood, your urge to be confirmed, why you need to be confirmed in particular, that single thing, and who you are compared to self-esteem and inferiority and self-confidence, these kind of things will keep you balanced if you know them and keep you a balanced view of your personal ambition, and it will now not give you stress because you understand what's going on.